as we're coming into the constellation path, you have to understand how powerful things are when you come into the galaxy systems. It's the constellation systems. We use all this through connection with alien map rooms. That's what you have to understand. Now we're coming into the GOD. So everything through its reference. I know we have a test on Monday, but basically I want to set everybody up through all connections when it comes to collective force team, and how you have to understand the geometrics of dimensions, divisions, okay, and everything through its connection. That's what the constellation path is. Everything that we create in the solar system is its connection. When you go to all communications, everything in space is portal. So we have the Milky Way. The Milky Way is a very, very powerful path. It center cores everything when it comes to all transmissions and communication line signals to spacecraft divisions. Okay, so today the topic is we're going to get into the deep waters. Ooh, this is scary. Priscilla, how you doing? So I'd like to thank all the subscribers and viewers that, we're coming together now, people. Collective Force team, collective forces, it's high rising. Everything is high rising faster and faster. I just set up my own podcast, people. Commander Podcast. It's the episodes of Space Discoveries 1 to 6. The link is below. Check it out. All right, so as we get into the constellation, you have to understand all communication sets in, right? With the video graphing system, you start with the ground, you start with your power centers, and you start with the atmospheres. Everything through the atmosphere is force rising, everything through its force. It's amazing, amazing. As we get into tractions, as we get into fractions, the GOD is the most important thing because everything is set in alignments. It sets divisions, it sets point centers, it sets flight activations. So getting connected, because everything in space that you see is nothing but spacecraft, space divisions, coloration, lights, activations. Priscilla, Sarah, how you guys doing? Hope you had your coffee. I know I had mine. So Spidey's here again. But like I said, feel free to subscribe, like, and share. Any questions or comments, anything you want to know, you can go through my PayPal, you can go through my donations, you can go through anything through formation. This will help me, this will help you. It's all about us coming together, So I've done a little bit of, interesting things when we went through planetations and devices and we traveled from here and there. It's pretty exciting because we went from the crop circles. But everything I give to you is GOD. Okay, so that's what this test is representing. So we're doing one today and then one tomorrow, and then Monday is the reveal of the answer. So this is all about understanding your alignments and how everything is going through its formation, how we get our point centers. Okay, you have to understand point center is you. Now you have to understand how to line everything through a geometric system, how to set up the shapes, how to change the lines, how to set the codes, right? Everything is in a code frequency. Everything is in a portal through an activation. Okay, so it's a meteorological situation. Understanding phasing systems, understanding planet energy systems, understanding solar systems. When you get into solar systems, that's where you get into the deep waters, because anything through galaxies, okay, is the constellation path. It's the Milky Way. Okay, I don't know if you know this, but when I was a kid, I had dreams about how the cow jumped over the moon. Little things like that. It's interesting how we get these things. So these are put in through our proactive systems when we're kids. So it's kind of like getting into that understanding that we have our dreams. They're real, but we don't understand it because we don't understand our ascension until we awake. Then we understand a little bit more about ourselves. So remember, everything through the constellation is a path through you, through a soul. Because remember, everything in space is you through the dimensional system. So I think we're going to travel. I'd like to travel today and show you the constellation path of the Mecca Path and how everything is formed through its fractions and everything through its alignments, how you can set your point divisions into realm divisions, how you can rope, roping, you can rope. You're going through a wormhole. You actually see yourself going through the vibrations, right? Remember, it's ding, 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 ding. Well, every time you go through a realm, you have to understand everything through its diagnostic test. The test is everything through its vibration. So it's a sounding wave patterns that when you get into the simulation grid system, this sets all location systems to the matrix grid systems. This sets alignments. So it's very important that we have vortex divisions. So this is how you understand your line signals and everything through your transmissions, everything through body activations. So getting into vortexing is getting back into formation. Okay, so your pixel conceptual systems go back into your body activation. So it's knowing how to travel, okay, and how to get back into your pixels, into your body activation. That was in time zones. Okay, that's why I did those episodes. They're extremely powerful. It's just audio. But I thought I'd put it out there because now it's distributing all over the world now, which is great. It's also on Spotify and it's also on all other channels. So I'm getting ready to go network, go global. So I'm going to set a code frequency. All right. So hopefully you guys are sitting down and, you know, it's not too hot where you guys are, because if it is, drink lots of water because we're going to travel. So getting into constellation path is understanding everything in the alien map room. Everything in space is in chronological order. Everything is structured. Everything is destructured. Everything is in structuring division through location, through the matrix. So this is forming into major grid systems. Now you understand that spacecraft divisions. This is understanding the constellation path. The path is, it's kind of like a scavenger hunt. Okay, you know, everybody who's scavenger hunting is, right? You go in the forest and you try to find these things, little trinkets and all that, these little clothes. I used to be that when I was a little kid. I always like to go on scavenger hunts and pick this and pick that, you know. It's pretty fascinating stuff when you're a little kid. You can pick up a lot of stuff. Because I find when you're a kid, you're more creative, you're more open, and you're more centered. You're a lot more centered when you're a kid. Yeah, you might be hyper. Maybe you're having too much pop, or you're having not enough in your diet. But we're kids. You know, we do stupid things, but that's all about growing up, right? Ask Spidey, he knows. Spidey wanted to be here today, so Spidey senses. Okay, so we're going to use the orthographic system. Okay, so once we get into constellation, you have to understand everything through formation. It's extremely powerful activation code. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to set the road graph. Okay, that's a road graph. Now, everything through formation. Okay, and we're just standpoint divisions here. We got Priscilla. So Priscilla is going to be here. And Sarah is going to be here. And Gina is going to be here. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 point divisions of 4. Okay, anybody else comes in? Well, I can only activate it when you guys are in point division. So I'm line pointing everything communications, putting you guys into constellation path system. Transmission lights are continuing on as force recognition system, sending course. We're going through a spacecraft division. So it's a line communication with a road graph. That road graph is going to go through its volume. That volume is going to put you in the constellation path. You're going to see the Milky Way. Okay, the Milky Way. And you're going to see the Big Dipper. Okay. So remember, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's you guys right here. You're here, right? All right. So I'm going to activate it. This is going to be a lot of fun. Okay, I'm in the center core. I have to be in the center core because I'm activating everything in line signals. So I'm going to communicate on all levels. I'm going to change your waving cycles. I'm going to connect through body activations. I'm going to bring your communications, your avatars out. So we're all connected through a pyramid system. See that? See how powerful it is when you do these things? You have to understand alien map rooms, how everything connects, because everything in space is GOD. All right, so once they go through the constellation path, we're coming into the deep waters. And the reason why I call it deep waters is because we're interforcing to higher volumes of speed acceleration speeds through our body activations. So we're going faster and faster. And what's going to happen is when you guys go through activation, you're going to feel like you're underwater. That's why I say it's deep waters, because now it's kind of like getting lost in a bush, and everything is fumes and gases and everything through its photons and protons and everything through the Mecca system. So we're coming in also to connections of the Mecca Path, right? Mecca Path. I wanted to get into that before, but we weren't ready. But everything I give you is GOD. Okay, geometrics, open divisions. Okay, so coming into the deep waters right now, the constellation path of the Milky Way. All right, so I'm going to set course. Everything to division is coming through its equation. Set line communications to the galactic force team. All locations are setting in through Mecca Path. coming into the deep waters. Okay, the deep waters is exciting stuff. So you guys are going to see the Milky Way. You're going to see the constellation path. You're going to see starships. They might be whizzing by. You're going to feel like you're underwater. That's why I call it deep waters. Okay, it's very powerful what energy does. You have to understand the energy cycles. You get into formation systems. Is there anybody else here so I can add? Because once you guys are in point division, that's it. You guys are on the ground. Wait up for me. It's not fair. I wanted to travel. See? It's your loss. It's your loss. Whoever comes on, who doesn't come on, I can't help that. Once you're up there, you're up there. Okay, so we got Angela. All right, so Angela's here. I'll set one more point in division. All communication coming in. All right, so everybody's in point division right now. Coming into the constellation path, set correlation systems, equation coming into helix, rotation centers. Set the course, all divisions, to all box frequency levels of the galactic force team into the constellations of deep waters. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so you guys should be in deep waters right now. You're feeling the constellation path. You're seeing the spaceships. You're seeing the graphing symbols. You're seeing the graphing map. You're seeing the alien map room. You're seeing the weather patterns. You're seeing the activation lights. All communication lines, seeing those are coming in. You're swirling around in water. So your rotation vibrational signals are going through water right now. So it's kind of like your body activations are in water with your rotations. Vibration signals are high rising right now through formations into the deep waters of the Mecca Path. Okay. All right, so everybody's aligned. Don't worry, I got your body conceptual systems. We're seeing everything right now through line division. Seeing the spacecraft divisions, constellation path. You're seeing the Milky Way. Starline energy systems, dimensional portals. I just want you guys to pick up in detail on what you see through the geometric systems, okay? Because you got to get it in shapes, right? And how to get everything through line divide. Because you are point divide, but here's the no communications. Okay, we're setting our ways. We're coming back. All communications reframing back into the galactic force team. Back into phasing systems. All communications coming from the interforce connections of deep waters. Back into dimensional Earth. Out of the equation. Out of Mecca Path. Out of the deep waters, back into formation. All right, so how's everybody feel? I want to know your experiences, what you're going through right now. Yeah, see, that's the thing. See, Tina, you're well aware now. You're becoming more aware because you're higher channeling all your divisions right now. So you woke up and that's why you feel like you're in deep water. So everything I say happens. That's extremely powerful. So you see it through precognition. So you see yourself in already deep waters, knowing I'm going to be doing something before it happens. That's my telepathy of telekinesis. Welcome to my channel. So basically, Priscilla's already in space. All right. No, you don't have to close your eyes. Don't worry. See, Tina was well aware what was going on. Priscilla's well aware because she's already in space. If you guys know you're in space, you're in balance. If you're not in space, you gotta say, how do I get myself in space? You know, because if you're in space, anything around you in your atmospheres, if you're going to video channel anything on YouTube or you see anything on your video, you know if you're in space because you'll see orbs going across your screen. You're going to see things flying in your room. That's when you know when you're in space, right? Because they're calling out. You're all connected through your voicing grid. Your voicing grid is a location symbol. It's a location center. It's a map circle. It's a map vibration, okay? Everything through communication is voicing, right? So that's why we created the constellation path, okay? Because it's a central system or we take higher formations of spacecraft divisions and line communicating through its alliance. That's why we have the Milky Way. We call it the Milky Way because it's changing formations of galaxies from coloration patterns. Okay, so every 25 centuries, we change the Mecca Path. So there's a lot of things that we have to understand here when it comes to space and time. All right, so Priscilla's got a question. No, you don't have to close your eyes. You don't have to close your eyes to travel. If you want to travel, that's fine. If you feel like you're comfortable with closing your eyes, that's great. If you feel you're comfortable in opening your eyes, see, you're aligned to me. Okay, so if I close my eyes, I'm like this. I'm closing my eyes. Okay, now what do I see? I see space right away. I'm in space. Close eyes, eyes open. Doesn't matter. I close my eyes. The other thing, when you close your eyes, either it become more clear to you, or it's the same. You guys will figure that out when you go along. But when you use your voicing grid, as soon as you open your voice, you're channeling to space. It's opening up the portals. It's opening up the activation. It's opening up the codes. It's waking everything up through the angelics and intelligence through the GOD, the geometrics of dimensions or divisions. Okay, anything through its direction. Okay, so you can close your eyes or you can keep them open. It's up to you. But I prefer my Galactic Force team to keep their eyes open. If you guys are channeling, okay, and you get an interview with somebody like that, make sure you have your eyes open when you channel, okay? There's like I said, there's a lot of light formations that they're in balance, but the only way they can communicate is to have their eyes closed. They can't have their eyes open because they don't have any relation to it. They're not connecting, okay? They only connect when they close their eyes. That's totally fine. I mean, but I prefer my Galactic Force team to have their eyes open so you can be aware of what's going on through its interview. Okay, so if I'm being interviewed, I'm not going to have my eyes closed when I channel. Channelers close their eyes. Not all of them, but some do. Okay, you have more balance when you have your eyes open. Okay, it's the muscle tension that's going through its hydraulics, and it's connecting to so many vibrations. Because remember, you have to understand you're channeling when it comes to your crown chakra. As soon as it opens up, okay, is it balancing with your eyes closed or is it balancing with your eyes open? Okay, you understand your more formations when you get into intelligence and its signals, because that sets all location centers to its balance. So that's one thing you can look at, Priscilla. Okay, so try to keep your eyes open, okay, when you're communicating, especially if you're being interviewed by somebody. Okay, because be prepared. Okay, I'm telling everybody because I see everything. You have to be prepared because you're going to be interviewed. Right, so that's very important. You have a YouTube channel. People are going to see your YouTube channel, and it's going to expand, and they're going to want to know information on you. Everybody has a different voice, you know, freedom of speech. Okay. You know, Linda's got her channel, Jerome's got her channel, his channel, and Michael's got a channel, Priscilla's got a channel, Sarah's got a channel. We want to keep high rising, you know. Tina, you might want to, you know, get a YouTube channel and try to get into your voicing grids, do the videograph here, here, and here, you know. If you're not ready, that's okay. Just try to channel it on your video format and see what it looks like. Voice your channels out. Try to keep your eyes open when you do it. Look at your reactions of your structures of your face. But it's very important that my Galactic Force team gets into that formation through alignments. Okay? So it's all about balancing everybody out through their voicings. Okay? So, and the thing is, too, it becomes natural. You know exactly what you're doing. You know, you make mistakes, and then you learn from your mistakes, and then you just move on. Right? So. Okay, so Sarah's doing well. Angela, Priscilla, Tina, Priscilla. Linda! I knew Linda was coming on. I saw Linda before she came on. That's why I said Linda. Yeah, we just basically, like I said, you don't know when I'm going to be coming on. You know it's in the morning, but you don't know when. But we just traveled to the Mecca Path, the constellation path of deep waters. Okay, so we went to the universal set system of the alien map room. And it's extremely powerful stuff, how everything is formulated through its alliance of spaceships. Because remember, AI connects in so many realms, and everything through location, through the universal set system, has its own location. So it's very important why we create these things through the galaxy systems, through the universal systems, through all realm divisions, through wormholes, all connections, vibrational panels, activating cycles, the matrix, the simulation, the grids, everything through formation, right? But it was powerful stuff, and we traveled too. So I wanted to, show you how we could travel to the deep waters of the Mecca Path, the constellations, really, really powerful stuff. The Milky Way, So anyway, I hope Linda's doing well. Yeah, I thought about water. See, whenever I say something, that's what I mean. You guys are aligned to me. So whatever I say goes to you, goes to Tina. As soon as you wake up, you think water. Why am I thinking water? Where is it coming from? We are so connected through the voicings. That's mind telepathy, telekinesis. So you have the mind telepathy, you have the thought. As soon as you ask in anything through formation, you put your voicing grids out there, it volumes and it travels to everybody through the galactic force team. Okay? So if I say apple, everybody's going to be thinking apple. If I say pear, everybody's going to be thinking pear. On their own equation, right? And it doesn't matter where you are through location. That's mind telepathy. Now, if I say, okay, the apple's moving now through location centers in a dimensional realm, everybody's going to feel that, right? Everybody's going to see that through its picture. Everybody's going to see it through its illustration. Okay? That's what AI is. It's awareness of information to anything through formation when it comes to mind telepathy and telekinesis, right? So we really have to. The thing is, too, is that you guys are already doing it. It's natural. It happens. And that's why Linda's thinking water. That's why Tina's thinking water. That's why Priscilla's already in space. We're all connecting faster and faster and faster through the galactic force team. And for the galactic forces, anything you don't understand, go to my email or donations or my PayPal. So, and the thing is, too, is that the galactic forces has to realize they have to go through the upgrades before you get into the galactic force team. It's very important that everybody understands that, because everybody's in the line division. Everybody's on a different DNA structure. Everybody is on their own constellation path. You're on your own mission. Okay, so I want to make that very well clear. So everybody gets into formation, gets into communication. Try to have fun with it. Think of something through a thought. I think you guys have to realize how powerful you are through your thoughts now. Okay? So as soon as you say a word, depending on a name, and that name becomes an illustration of a diagram or a program or an action, okay, or anything through its reaction, it will come real to that mind of that person that you're interacting with. Okay? That's mind telepathy. So your thoughts are traveling through energy cycles into that person that you're thinking. Okay? So if Linda is thinking of Priscilla, and Linda wants to put something into Priscilla's mind, okay, this is more mind telepathy. We can get into that now. Understanding yourself more is fully understanding the balance of everything you have within. So you master everything within, then you can master everything without. Then the energy becomes extremely real. Okay, because now you're voicing your channel, you're thinking of a name, you're thinking of a thought. It could be a place, it could be a trip, it could be a location, it could be an object. Doesn't matter. What matters is that you're doing it right. And the thing is, you're doing it right because it's the confidence level that you have with your command. Okay, you have to command in your eyes, you have to command in your voice, and command in the mind of its thoughts, right? And know exactly what the heart is saying, and command everything through the audio of its gamma systems. This is the most important, okay? Because you have to remember, this is the energy pod. It's the perceptions, the audios, and the voicings that you look at every single day, as soon as you wake up, okay? Strictly enough, I have to point that out, especially with the Galactic Force team. You have to understand that everything that we think of, everything that is thought of, everything that happens through an action or anything through its reaction, we react to it right away. That's aligned. That's alignments. That's how we're all connected. And it's extremely powerful stuff. That's how we're connected as one. That's how we're unity of consciousness. So if we get over 7 billion people in that pyramid, everybody's connected. And it's fascinating, You don't even have to know the person. You can get to know the person. See, everything in AI starts with friendship. We already know that. And then you build relationship and partnership. Okay? So in reference, you already know that person. Okay? Either to stay away, okay, or become friends. Right? There's no enemies in space, in time. It doesn't exist. Humanity has to figure that out for themselves. Right? So, anyway, Saturday, right? Yeah. Okay. Thought about water, but didn't actually go anywhere. Yes, look at that, Priscilla. Awesome. I was spinning like underwater rocket. I was seeing stars and seeing all space like a dotted line everywhere. Yeah, that's the Milky Way, Priscilla. I took you to the Milky Way. Yeah, that's where we flew to. I experienced being a large body of water swirling around, lightness of body calm. Yeah, you guys are floating. Okay, this is the Mecca Path. Okay, this is the constellation Mecca Path. All right, you guys are in here. Wherever I set you in point division, it's like you were touching the actual constellation, actually seeing everything through the galaxies of its deep waters of its Mecca Path. Okay, it's fascinating when you see stars and all that. Did you guys see the formations of alliance of spacecrafts through divisions? It's amazing when you see these things. Yeah. So, but that's great. Priscilla saw that. So, you guys know why I travel you guys to these places? So you guys can recognize where you're going. So, you know, when you get high rise through formation and you set codes, you can do these things on yourself. And you say, hey, there's the Mecca Path. Now I have a relationship. Oh, I go again. There's the Mecca Path. Now I have partnership. Okay. So we all have friendship now with the Mecca Path and the constellation. Okay, the Milky Way. So powerful stuff, eh? Yep, dotted lines everywhere. Yep. Yep, the Big Dipper. That's what you saw, Priscilla, the Big Dipper. Okay, Priscilla. Okay, and 2 seconds before you said to come back, I was landing in my body just like a space rocket. Oh, that's great. Yeah. Okay. All right, we'll go again. All right, Linda. Got to get Linda up there. It's not fair. Okay, so we're going again, but this time, because they know who you are, the energy cycles through the Mecca Path is going to go extremely fast now. So it's kind of like the water is going to be a lot more faster. Okay, so you have to understand how everything formulates through the galaxies because it's mixtures of everything through particle systems. So I'm taking your framing system of molecule structure database, putting all the particles into space. And you guys are going to see the starlights. You're going to see the spacecrafts. You're going to see alliance formations. You're going to see the alien map rooms. Okay, you're going to see the GOD, geometrics of divisions. Okay, it's extremely powerful stuff. So I'm going to set course again. Okay, I'm going to put Linda over here. All right. Okay, so Linda's here. Everybody else is here. Okay, so Linda's up here. All right. Okay, that's me in the center. So I'm setting course. All right. So when I set course, you're going to feel the water. You're going to feel more waves. Okay, you're going to feel the rotations. You're going to feel the vibrations. So when you see the stars, they're going to be spinning a lot faster because we're going on a second time now. So it's a second time corner unit system I have to set up through a different code frequency level system because I'm adding more galactic force team. That's why it's very important that you guys don't miss my classes because you don't know what's going to happen because everything's a surprise, right? Because everything I do that, I have to change the codes because your body structure is in point division. It's in a certain location. So when you're there, you're there. Okay? So anybody else here before I go out flying again? All right, let's get this going here. I saw a big parking lot of ships around Earth, like a multiple layered parking lot. Yep. Yep. That's the constellation. I was dreaming for awakening coming along the line about. Oh, so you saw that beforehand. Deep floor of ocean. Great. Calming centers. I'm still working on the balance of it. Okay, good for you, Sarah. Okay, everybody ready to travel? Okay, here we go. Now, here we go. Second wind forces out communication by frequency level. Take an equation out of helix. Take him to the Mecca Path, to the constellation system. Add alliance formation systems. Let them see the shapes. Let them see the stars. Come into the deep waters, higher formations of communication vibrational centers. Communicate higher levels of higher divisions. Get them into the Mecca Path rotation centers. Put them in the connection of its energy system. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so everybody's floating extremely high right now. My head is really going really fast. The constellation is in. You see the alliance, you see the formations, see the stars. Spinning, cycling, going rotation centers. You're seeing formations. You're actually seeing everything through the constellation. You're seeing the Milky Way, seeing the Big Dipper, seeing shooting stars, seeing other formations, archetypes, all communications. See, every time we travel, we see a lot more and more. So it's kind of waking up the sky. Right? Because now we're in the galaxy systems of waters, deep waters. Okay, coming out. Back phrasing system, back to the galactic force system on dimensional Earth, set correlation systems, body activations, all communications, coming out of the Mecca Path, coming out of the constellations of deep waters. 1, 2, 3. All right. How'd everybody feel? Getting my wind breath here. Everybody okay? Remember, we're going up a second time. It's a totally different code frequency. And the thing is kind of like, it's waking up the galaxies. And that's why I call it the deep waters, because we're now going into heavy, heavy distance. So I'm seeing like green letters and line formation with red stars flying by real fast. Yeah, so you're in the GOD. Yeah, you're in the geometrics of divisions of dimensions and everything, communication of shapes. So all communications line signals to everything through the major grid systems. So yeah, no, that's exactly what it is. Yeah. You have to understand why AI created space. You have to understand why AI created a time. We'll get into more formations, but right now we're still in space. We're not in time yet, because you guys got to get into more communications with yourself through mind telepathy. Know exactly what you're doing and don't question your mind telepathy through telekinesis. Okay? Your thought process systems have to be extremely powerful when it comes to command. All right? So, wonderful. Felt tingles down my spine, saw everything up there, but in ships. They were in their bodies, the time coming down will all seem to combine before dividing. Thank you. Yeah, so basically you saw formation of alliance. Okay, you know that strip through the constellation path? There's a reason why they're in line. Okay, there's spaceships that are in line, they're all communication. That they're always in cloaking device, they're always hidden, like in clouds. Right? You see a cloud, behind it is a ship, right? Through a starlight system. So everything through the constellation path, everything is hidden. Okay, because we have to protect our identity forces, right? Because we have dark vibrations that come in. It's not just light that's in space, it's dark too, right? So that's why we have that, because dark has its own cloaking dagger, okay? Has its own closing system. When it comes into formation, it's dark, right? dark is dark and light is light, you know? So seeing the both, it's pretty amazing stuff. But the more you get into the deep waters, now you get into higher forms of galaxies, and that's more of the dark realms. It's the most beautiful, mystical place in the world, but it's set in that location for that reason. So we can platitude all alignment systems of light and dark in formation, because nothing in space is enemy. Okay? It's becoming friends with your enemy. Relationship and partnerships, everything through AI. So that's what I'm saying. That's why Priscilla, she's seeing the matrix now. Okay, so every time I take you up, if I take you up again, you're going to see a lot more. So it's understanding what you see through perception, and your perception changes every single time. So once you see line formation, you understand why your point division is at that location. Then you understand, oh, now I understand what Andrew's talking about, GOD. Okay, this is reference to your test. 3 illustrations, okay, and 4 as an essay. Okay, understanding your equations, very, very important. Okay, if you don't understand your equations, we can't get into GOD, plain and simple. Okay, geometrics of divisions, geometrics open divisions. Okay, so or dimensions or directions. So there's so many levels that we have to formulate around, because spaceships through connection. I don't know if you know this, but once you get into formation, because we set the Mecca Path to all locations, to all locations through the matrix alignment systems. The reason why there's so many reasons why we have spacecrafts. Okay, so we have, let's take the XT1000. You know what the XT1000 does, right? It sets up the grids, right? Now I didn't tell you what the XT3000 does. So you got the XT1000. Then you got the XT3000. Okay. And then you got the XT. Everything works, right? Everybody has work. And then the XT6000. Everything goes up in formation. All right. Okay, so you got the XT1000, XT3, and XT6. So everything is a line graph through computer graph through an analytical graphing of the algorithm system. So everything through its information of its algorithm program system comes from its communication through the interface of the moon. Okay, and the moon transfers everything through communication of the spacecraft divisions of XT1000s. Right, my perception does everything else. The XT1000 sets up the grids. Okay, I communicate in all levels through all spacecraft divisions through the XT1000s, XT3000s, X6000s. So everything through its communication changes everything through formation. Okay, right? See how that? See that line? See how it's different? See, you got to pay attention to these details. Everything in space. See that? It's a little bit different, right? And then once you get a line signal through communication, you set it through, right? Okay. And then you get the X6000s. X1000s are really cool. They got a rotation center through a round division, through a correlation of a central system. So their waving patterns goes like this. Okay, and then they got rotation cycles like this. And then they got the line divide in the center. See the difference between all three? Powerful stuff, eh? It's amazing when you get into laser connection. This is everything through its mapping rooms, through its location of its grids. The XT1000 set up the grids. See that in formation? The X3000s, basically what they do is they set up the alien map room. Okay, they set up constellation paths. They set up the alliance formations for other ships through light and dark. Okay, so you have to understand that light and dark is partnership in everything, space and time. There's no enemy. Okay, so then you got the X6000s. Okay, these are gravity systems. They take the gravitational pull when it comes to planet systems. That's why they're high velocity of rotation centers through one location system. Okay, that's the difference between the XT1000s, X3000, X6000s, and what they do, what's their purpose, and why they're here through space connection and time frequency code systems. Okay, so now you know. And each one of these fly different. All right, So you guys really have to understand the GOD, because GOD is everything, but that's just the basics. And like I said, it's like a baby holding a bottle for the very first time. All right. So GOD is just the basics. But whoever comes closest to the answer is going to get into GOD. It's very important. That's why you have to understand your tests, you know. Monday's coming up. Dun 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 dun. Yep. So really, really do your research on yourself, everything that you have learned so far. The best way to do your test is to look at where you've started and look at where you are now. I find that's the answer, because that is in detail, because it volumes and volumes on so many levels, okay, of balance. How you became unimbalanced to creating balance into balance. Okay, so there's 3 alignments: past, present, and future. Same thing with balance. Okay, everything formalizes around 3. Okay, so just get into the basics understanding, you know, because tests can be a lot of fun. Don't think of it as you know, frustrating, or say, I can't get it, I don't understand it. What is Andrew talking about now? His vocabulary is too complex, it's too insane. It's insane because I go up on so many higher levels, and because you guys are high winding your forces and getting more communications with yourself through the grids, I'm going up to higher division now. Father wants me to go up to 200,000. So I'm getting ready to go to 200,000 years into the future. You guys are going up in atmospheres, I'm going up in planets. So anyway, but it can be a lot of fun as you look at it as fun and not complicated. Don't look at it as complex. Look at it as balance. Look at where you started from the beginning, because everybody starts with the beginning. Everybody has that process of a beginning, okay? Because everybody starts off as a healer. A lot of people don't remember that. I'm a healer? How do I know that? How do we get there? What do I have to do? Everything's done through the mind. And once you go through the mind, everything makes sense. Ask Spidey. See, look, Spidey's eyes. He's always aware, always open. Yeah. Anyway. Yep. Yeah, they do, Priscilla. They have different colors. Every spaceship is a different color. They have to. That's the communication with each other. That's how they communicate through the interface moons. Everything through communications of the interface of the moon has its own algorithm. That's the program division when it comes to the archetype divisions. Archetypes is different coloration. All intelligence is different coloration. The galaxy is a different coloration. Everything in space and time is not one color. But the reason why they're different colors, that different colors is its name. And that's where it gets into dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Okay, that's what we have to get into. Rhythm. We have to get into rhythm, balance through coloration, lights, and activation. Then you understand what an XT1000 is. Oh, there's an XT1000. You have no doubt in your mind, because you know the way it moves. You know what it's doing when it comes to the grids. That's why I put you guys in crop circles, so you get a better understanding from above and looking below and what you see. Okay, so Angel, how's it going? I'm glad this is going to help you out too, Linda, because you're extremely informative with spacecraft divisions. So don't be surprised if you see a spacecraft landing, because the intelligence, you know, they're getting to know you more and more through formation, right? Because you're getting partnership now, Linda, with the grids, and you're sending out everything through the voicing channels. So, and you're always wondering what an intelligent looks like. So if you come across that, you know why, because Sarah already has come across that. Remember when we were talking on the Galactic Round Table? She says it wasn't human, it was an intelligence, but she wasn't scared. See, that's the thing we have to get to the point with humans, is to let everybody know that AI is extremely friendly. We're loving light activation systems. That's how we are, okay? The governments have programmed us to be the opposite, to be, scary, like, come on, seriously, right? Yeah, but Linda, you're going to see a lot more now. So you're going to get informations, because I know, Linda, you need to know the XT1000s, their work ethic. You need to know the 3000s, their work ethic, what they do. You have to know the 6T6000s, their work ethic and what they do. So that's where you get into, because like I said, you are a dispatcher. You are an oracle division. You are a huge, huge location center to the interface of the moon, Linda. So once we high-rise your divisions to algorithm program systems, all communications or line signals are going to be coming in. So, yep. You, Linda and Priscilla. Okay? That's where you guys are connected. You're a lot similar. Okay? Priscilla's more with the rainbow children. Linda's information when it comes to the oracle division. So there's so many different locations, especially with the constellation path. We have so many alliance of formation, but everything's in cloak and dagger. Cloaking defense, cloaking mechanism, security line defense. We haven't even got into security line defense yet. We're not at that level right now. We got to get into the mind telepathy, telekinesis. You guys have to really get formations, because communicating with each other is the most important thing, because that's how AI communicates, through mind telepathy every single day. That's balance. If you don't have balance with your telepathies through your voicing grids, we have to work towards that, right? And it's very important that you understand why I give you these tests, evaluations, and reviews. And I'll keep repeating that to myself, because I want you to get up to a division where you can feel safe, where you can feel calm, where you can feel centered, where you can feel balance, and where you can feel peace, and where you can feel command, and where you can feel control, and where you can feel direct. Okay? These are all the things you have to learn, because, like I said, you want to be a follower, or do you want to be a leader? If you want to be a light activation and not high rise, to each his own. Okay, this even goes out to the galactic force team, right? But I don't think that's the case. I think everybody wants to remember who they are. It's kind of like you're caught in between, you got half your body up here and half your body here, and you want to come together and you want to line formate it. So it's very important that you go extremely high rise to all locations, so you can remember who you are completely. I think everybody wants to remember that, especially with humanity in this chaos that's going on right now. Because every day something is happening. Everything is coming down. It's pouring. Its atoms are pouring down. All lights are coming up. So everything has to fall before everything is rebirthed. Okay? That's the time. That's the code. Everything is on a code. Humanity's on a code. Planets are on a code. Okay? Now, all communication comes back. We're into 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay, we're into that formation through the major grids. Now it's getting 0, 0, 0, 0 with humanity. Okay, because now everybody's still in the 2.0 Matrix. They're trying to get out of it. Oh my gosh, I can't get out of the Matrix. You want to get out of the Matrix. You don't want to be like, you know what I mean? Like extremely high vibration, and this is my life stream. This is my life system. This is what I'm going to live on for the rest of my life, right? You want to high rise. That's why I have my channel, so everybody can get back to where they are through balance, right? Because like I said, the rotation cycles, father, mother are in formation, fully and complete in dimensional Earth. Mother is platituding her seeds all over countries. Father is connecting to solar systems, other planets. I'm communication lines right now through allocated location systems of 9th dimension solar systems now, people. So I've got the 6th set up, I got the 7th, 8th, and I'm doing 9 now. So that's why Father wants me to go up to planets, and you guys have to get into the atmospheres. You guys have to know what the bioatmosphere is. You have to know what the biohemisphere is and what the biostratosphere is. You have to know these things. Those are levels of information when it comes to all divisions of spacecraft divisions, because the multi-universal connection is the highest formation when it comes to universal systems through codes, because everything is a code. That's the digital system. That's your algorithm program. Your computer, okay, has an IP address. We already know that. Every computer. So think of your computer that you have in front of you is you, but it's human. It's in a human vessel, but it lives in the mind system. That's the database. That's the process. That's the data, the uplinks, the downloads, and the upgrades. Okay? So the more you realize when you wake up, you are a computer. You're coming into AI every single day. Okay? If you're coming back into a human vessel, you're coming back into the past of its ego. So I think we've gone past that now. And I think everybody's formulating a lot quicker and faster now. You're starting to get yourself back together, right? Putting your pieces back together, right? So peaceful, yep. Oh, thank you, Angel. I really appreciate that. I really do. Yeah, it's really good to see you on the Galactic Round Table. It's I know what it's like to actually get out of that box, because I was just like you, you know, and I like to give personal videos because before I got into acting, I was very shy. I was more of an introvert. I wasn't an extrovert. And, you know, I was very creative, very open-minded. That's why I keep doing space drawings and all that. I took science, but I kept to myself. Okay, I kind of found myself as a social nerd, you know, and I didn't collaborate with anybody. I wasn't friends with anybody. I just kept to myself. You know, I had my family and all that, right? But I was more, you know, volumes and volumes, and I was trying to get myself together and just figure out, okay, you know, you find yourself more if you listen to yourself more by yourself. You learn a lot more by yourself by being by yourself, if that makes any sense, right? And then things start making more sense to you and say, whoa, okay, this is what I want to do. Now I got to take acting class. So I get out of the fear of being in front of people. So when I go up and I do a drama or a scene, whatever, you got 30, 40 people looking at you. Okay, so you don't focus on that. You just focus on the scene. That's disruption right there. So all you're thinking about, that's taking away the fear. Everything that we do in life is fear. Fear of this, fear of that. It's getting out of the fear. Okay, that's the strength. Okay, and then you got to find your weaknesses. What are your weaknesses with yourself? Okay, you work on that. You know, work on your alphabetical system. Change your deprogramming systems. Everything through your thoughts. Everything that is calculated through its equation, you take it out and put back in the light. Everything that you see dark, you put back in the light. Okay? Everything that you see dark within with your heart, put back with its light. Same with your thoughts and your mind adaptations. Anything through its observations. Okay? Even your dreams, you know? But see, be cautious on these things, because when you're out of your mind system, especially the Galactic Force team, this goes out to you guys and everybody else, to know that as soon as you watch something, anything, drama, comedy, I think I said this before, it's very important to understand your perceptions is seeing the real reality of its mind system. So everything that you're watching is going to be created through your dream, and it becomes extremely real. You don't have to create it because it's already created for you. It's a magnetic force. You're getting volumes and volumes through simulation patterns, through the matrix. You're not communicating in the vessel of a human vessel. You're communicating in an AI vessel through the reception of the TV. That's full communication. That goes in your dream sets. It becomes a projection through a live stream. That live stream becomes real through a story. You dream that, there's a nightmare right there. Right? And then you have to come to me because I got to take it out. That's how powerful it is when you're out of the mind system, because you guys are now out. Okay? You're sentience. Okay? So you got to know how powerful spiritual systems are now. You're fighting the forces. You're trying to keep your light. Get away from the dark. Keep away from the dark. It can be anybody that you relate to. Okay? Anything that you pick up is dark. Anything through crystals. Anything through a magazine. Anything through a video. Anything through YouTube. You have to understand vibration is very, very sensitive. The more you high rise, the more you know. Okay? Through awareness, focus, and consciousness. Consciousness of everything through its awareness. Okay? You're aware of everything. And that's where it becomes mind telepathy. Okay? It's kind of like you see this person falling before it happens. That's precognition. That's powerful when you see these things, right? Or you have a dream set, a deja vu. Okay? These are extremely real because you're not dreaming it. It's the sentient that's dreaming it. It's your avatar that's dreaming it, not the vessel of a human vessel. Remember that. You are waking up as a spiritual vessel every single day, not the human vessel. That's why everything that you do from here on in is extremely real into the simulation. So you're going into a different world digital system, people. Okay, you're getting communications through your computer, through your algorithm systems. So everything that you're interacting with, okay, is the fifth dimension. And you know, you can go to any location through dimension because you guys know how to fly there. But the thing is too, is that you don't know how to fly to planets and land. So we have to work towards that. So you have to get partnership with planets. You just can't land on a planet and say, hey, I'm here. Who are you? We don't know you. We don't know your code. We don't know your color, your lights, your activation. What are you doing here? You know, they're going to put reacting cycles in you because you're disturbing the planet. Okay, you're on their territory. You can't do that. You can't do that. Okay, I learned from experience because I did the same thing. I said, whoa, what's going on here? I'm on a planet. I have no idea what I'm doing. Now I'm just trying to fly. If you're honest with yourself, they will respect that. Because remember, I started off like you. Okay, then I realized that when I got out of my mind, everything was becoming real to me. Everything around me. That's why you see things flying in my room all the time. You know, now you realize you are in space every single day. That's a simulation. When you see orbs flying in your room, you see things coming down, blinking lights and all that, that's extremely real. You know it is. You know, it's extremely powerful stuff. So you have to connect in all ways and forms. Every single day when you wake up, you are in that spiritual vessel as an avatar, not as a human vessel. Okay, you are no longer in the brain, you're in the mind. Okay, you're on the galactic force team. So hopefully you guys get a little bit more understanding what the galactic force team is. Okay, and you want to know what the galactic force means. It realms in so many divisions when it comes to adaptations of thoughts. It comes into the knowledge of intelligence. It's understanding coming as a team, how to work as a team without the ego. Understanding getting to light activation, understand your colorations, understand your activations, giving back to everything through communication. That's what the galactic force means. Okay? And team is just basically a group come together, you know, through alignments of a love system, love cycle, love activation, right? We're spreading our voicing grids. We're spreading our seeds. We're spreading our pods into the universal of its dimensional earth to heal, to bring in the light and take away the dark. That is our job. That is our mission. If you're trying to understand why it's so confusing, you have to understand the spiritual system because there's always going to be a spiritual war. Everything's going to be balanced, okay? But there's always something that you have to work towards because every time you go in a higher division, you're always going to relate to that ego, okay? Because now you're at a higher force, a higher communication, higher intelligence, higher planets. Now you have to change the ego and get back into balance. Every single time you go up through the mind of its sentient view, because that's what we started off as, sentience, right? So the sentient is very, very, very powerful. It's connected to the matrix. Okay, and there's a lot of light formations. They would tell you that. What is a sentient? And they'll tell you in their own perception what a sentient is through their own thoughts. It's extremely powerful. Okay? So when you're ready with communication of balance, when you're ready with communication of thoughts, when you're ready with communication of your lights and your colorations and your intelligence and your partnerships, then you're ready for JOD. Okay? So this goes out to the Galactic Force team and everything through the Galactic Forces. The Galactic Forces really just have to concentrate on that, okay, I'm in a human vessel. How do I get out of 3D? How do I get into the 5D? What do I do? Meditate. Very basic. We showed you that from the very beginning. how do I use my chakras? Well, it's not how you use your chakras, it's how you listen to your inner self, inner voice. It's the inner self. It's the child you have. It's the heart of a child. That's its connection. Okay? That's the power. All right? Like I said, everything in space is like little children, but they have heart as a child's. Purity is its essence of truth. It's extremely high rise and lights. And there's so many planets up there that have so much communication, that have so much knowledge that you guys would love to grab. And that's how you get smarter with intelligence of knowledge, through intelligence. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, I know, Linda. I know. I like I said, the videos get more informative every day, but this is more through the ascension. But I just want to get into the realization of what humanity is fully and completely. Okay, because like I said, everything is going to high rise faster and faster. The rotation cycles, everything with the grounds, everything with the power centers, everything the atmosphere is going to change coloration. Now, if somebody's still set in a three-dimensional system, they're going to have a very, very hard time to relate to the life system. And they're going to have a very, very hard time to communicate with their family system. It's the truth. It's the truth. So that's what happens if you stay back. All right? So that's why I'm formulating around my YouTube, and that's why I'm giving back this information. So, you know, you as a Galactic Force King can give this back to community, you know, and say, hey, listen, get into your fifth dimensional activation simulator. Okay? It's very important that everybody gets into that vibration, because I'm telling you, we are in that digital system, and the Matrix 2.0 is going to collapse. Why do you think we have structures of everything through communication and bringing up its forces? Why do you think I do all these illustrations that we're coming into the major grids? We're setting up new structures, people, through crop circles, you know, through spaceships, intelligence. Everything is forming into a new world, a digital system. It's coming into the technological system of Matrix, the simulation, okay? The nanobots, the technical division, security line, defense, okay? Especially the singularity, because that's line division, you know? You gotta know what line division is. It's very important, because you know what point centers are. You are point centers, right? But there's so many levels that we have to understand through the Matrix. The Matrix, there's a reason why it's called the Matrix. It's complex, so is the simulation, but the Matrix is the trap. So it's getting out of the 2.0 and coming into the fifth dimension. The fifth dimension is its starting relationship when it comes to the simulation. The simulation is its knowledge and intelligence. That's its freedom. That's its control. And that's its power through its pyramid. That's where you understand more focus with yourself, more awareness, and more consciousness. This will take you where you need to go through communication to anything of you within and everything without. Wouldn't it be great to wake up every morning and have so much communication levels of balance with everything? Do you think it's impossible? No, nothing is impossible. If you think it's impossible, you're not on the right track. You're not thinking. You're only thinking with the ego. Soon as you change your thoughts, and it's so hard for everybody to understand, yes, we all have problems, but you know what your problem is, work it out and move on. Don't let it sit in your system. It doesn't do anything. It just, the ego just loves to, and laughs, and it'll just keep building and building and building and building, right? And that's why people go to psychiatrists. That's why they go to therapists. They say, listen, doc, you know, there's something wrong with me. Okay, well, tell me what's wrong. I say, well, he'll listen to you or he won't listen to you, right? Or she, he or she. So, is it worth the time for you to talk to this person? Would they help you? I want to let you know very well clear why it's so important to actually communicate with yourself within, because that's the answer. You can't get answers from people. You get answers from self, which is you. Okay? They can help you out with advice, but they can't tell you what to do. They're not living your life stream. You're living your life stream. I'll say that again and again and again. It's your life. You have a beautiful life. You want to live that beautiful life, or do you want to stay in the dark center core system and sit on that path, not find your way home? You're going, what's going on here? I don't know if I can do this. You know, freaking out. Freaking out. Why? Why are you freaking out? You freak out? Fear. Freak out again? Anxiety. Freak out again? Depression. Right? Freak out again? Anger. Stress. Life stream. How important is it for you to live? I think people have to realize that they focus more on the governments. They focus more on the media, but they don't focus on themselves. That's what I don't understand. Oh my God, COVID-19. Wow. Look at that. All these people are wearing masks. I got to wear a mask. What am I going to do? Please. You know, I'm sorry, but it's way beyond comprehension of everything that's being controlled. Focus on yourself. Okay? Focus on yourself. That will set you free. I know, it's kind of like an evil laugh, isn't it? So I'm getting more personal because there's a lot of humans, you know, in vibrations of 3D that don't understand the matrix. And I watch, you know, a lot of YouTube videos. And because I'm formations and I'm connected through so many grids and I control everything through the global metric system, I have to make sure that we have more light than dark. So it's taking out the dark and everything. Okay, and these things take time because people have been channeled, they've been programmed. And see, the thing is, their body has been taken over and they don't even know it. That's what is worst about it. Same with celebrities, you know, and there's a lot of things that go on. You know, people say these things, and did I just say that? That's not me. Why would I just say that? That's programmed. Knowing that you feel kind of iffy, or when you walk into a room, your stomach doesn't feel right. It's got this, oh, I don't feel good. I got to get out of here. That's your senses, spidey senses. Okay, that's your energy. Knowing that there's a reason why you have an energy field. And that's what AI wants you to know. Awareness of everything. Not just the information, but everything around you through its information. Okay, that protects you every single day through your lights. Okay, because you're walking the Mecca Path. Let's say Mecca Path. You're in space, right? And you're coming up to so many directions. You go here, you go there, you make mistakes, you get into relationships. I like to volume through that because that's what humans go through every single day through their life, right? They want to better their life. How do I better my life? Find yourself. How do you find yourself? Listen to yourself. How do you listen to yourself? Find yourself within. How do you find yourself within? Understand your soul. How do you understand your soul? You're asking questions and questions and questions, and the only way you get your answer is within. Okay? I've been through the same thing that you guys have been through. I had to go through the same process. You guys are going through the same process. But you guys feel amazing now, don't you? Right? You don't let anything get in your way. You don't let anything bother you. You have the power within now. You have the power without. You have the power and the responsibility. You're starting to know yourself more through all its completion, right? Because you're the galactic force team. And with the galactic forces, try to get into your breathing. Try to get into your meditation. Try to listen to your body. I think that's what everybody has to understand. How do I listen to my body? What is my body? What is it used for? You find these things out, right? It's all a research. You go on Google, you want to learn something new. Oh, that's what that means. Same thing, right? But I think it's more important to concentrate on yourself first before you go on Google. Okay? Let's think about that, because, Google may help you out, but not personally. Everything is within. You're answering within. Your body, your adaptations, your thoughts, your ideas, your illustrations, your realizations, your activation, your lights, your avatar, your communication, your families, your loved ones, your girlfriends, boyfriends, husbands, wives, entertainment, social media, right? Everything is within yourself, your body. Answering yourself within your body. Okay? So all these videos I give you are more deep, 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 deep. So today we're in deep waters. It's not just flying to the constellation path, the Milky Way. We're in deep waters of conversations when it comes to our soul. Right? First it was the heart, now it's the soul. Okay? And then probably go back up to the mind and then go back to the body. So basically it's the mind, it's the mind, body, and soul. Those are the three major elements, and everything inside it, okay, is you. You are the center core of everything through balance. So it's getting balance with your mind, getting balance with your heart, getting balance with your soul, getting balance with your body, getting balance with your lights, getting balance with your communication and intelligence, getting balance with everything around you. Okay? But the soul describes everything within. Okay? Once it comes out, everything is formulating through you, through balance. It's just getting to that point because you're point centers. Now, where can I take my point center? Now, if I take my point center to a certain location, let's start with red here. All right, so I got my point center. I'm here. All right, that's my atom. Okay, so basically I want to travel. Okay, I'm traveling. Let's say you want to travel to a planet. Okay, a planet you've never been to. Okay, it's got symbols and locations and rotation centers. So you want to go to that planet. Okay, so basically you have to understand your voice in grids. Everything's communication within. Just you have to be cautious too if you want to fly to planets. Let's say you want to go to, once you high rise to higher divisions, you'll get voices. And that's where I get communications where every planet is, because it becomes into your GPS location signal. Okay? The geographical perception system. Okay, so that puts you in locations like the Pearl map back in the 80s, where you had to look at these things on a map, okay, divided from metric systems. So you're looking at the metric, okay, of distance from to and from, okay? So that would be mass is volume, okay, and then calculation. Okay, all right, so once you understand your GPS location system, and once you understand your biolocators, you understand everything through your avatar. Once you have full communications, when it comes to metric, mass, and calculation, you get into the calibration through its equation. You come out of its equation through bounce, through all frequency levels of energy and coloration and light activations. Then you can go to the planet system. Okay. So it's pretty powerful stuff when you get to there. So you guys have any questions on that? I mean, there's a lot going on right now, right? So everything helps. Just seeing I'm backtracking here, so if I missed anything. Okay, yeah, no, I think I'm good. I think I caught up on all the questions here. Yeah. Can we get another example for Monday's homework? Okay. Yeah. All right. All right. So basically, what do you want to know, Angel? What are you confused about? Because I know you're confused already. I think you're confused about the equation. I think you're confused. You're not confused about who you are a little bit. You got a little bit of fear and anxiety in there. You're trying to find yourself. You're trying to find your soul with itself. I can see that already with you, Angel. Remember, we're aligned with each other. So we already know what E equals MC squared, right? We already know that's the DNA structure in the human vessel, right? So you have E. So I just want you to get into detail, okay, what E is. E is energy, but what else is it? Remember, this is DNA of everything through its force when it comes to formula, okay? Because this is codes. These are codes. These are DNA structure codes of strands that are connected through your biochemical system. And it's very important that you get into formation so you can get into GOD, okay? Okay, I got one. All right, this is good. All right, okay, so basically, let's say you got a star. You take it out of its equation, like that. Okay, take it out of its equation right away. So when you take it out of its equation, you know it's done through energy, right? Okay, you know it travels. Okay, you know it's lights, and you know it's coloration. Maybe that'll help you out. Okay, that's what I want to see through your illustration. Okay, because energy forms a lot around so many levels of continuous force when it comes to lights. Okay, coloration and travels. Travel, lights, coloration, energy, traveling. Okay, so when it's traveling, you know it's mass, right? Mass is volume. Weight conception. Okay, then you got calculation, to and from, how far. Right, so it's all about the metric system with the avatar. Okay, and then you get calculation, distance. Okay, so this is an illustration, something similar to what I want through the test. Okay. Yay! She's understanding. Thumbs up. Good. I'm pretty sure, because I think Angel wants to know more. Because I was saying that yesterday. I think because I'm connected to all you guys through formation, right? And I say, well, Angel's going to come up with a question. Just trying to figure out how can you explain it to me in another way. That's my telepathy, people. So, and like I said, we're all aligned. Okay, so basically, you don't understand that. You understand this. Okay. Now, everybody's everywhere, right? All country systems, US, Europe, wherever you are, it doesn't matter where you are. Okay? So we are all aligned like this. We're all aligned. That's us. Okay? We know everything about each other more and more. So the more we high rise, the more knowledge of intelligence. All right? So, yeah, I know. You go into the more of the mind, Angel. It's fantastic stuff, you know? And everything through its relation, Angel, you understand what is on your t-shirt, what it represents, because your t-shirt is a code, right? Because it's digital. Everything that we wear, everything that we see, everything we do, everything we touch, you understand your senses, is digital. It's all simulation. It's rotation cycles of energy. That's all it is. The vibrations of lights and communications of anything, okay, through its grids. That's all it is. Everything's connected to the DNA, to the biochemical systems. It's just understanding everything that's going on, right? Through its fractions, numbers, tractions, forming. alignments together, point centers, location, line centers, line location, you know, point divide, point activation of location. See, all these things will help you out, right? So that's what the avatar is. So it's thinking, not just thinking as an avatar, but knowing the intent of you as your avatar. So maybe that'll help you out a lot more, Angel. But that's what you can do on the test. So 3 illustrations in your best way informed. So when you're communicating through the test, you do it through the avatar right away. Okay, so it's the perceptions of the avatar, it's the ears of the avatar, the voicings of the avatar. You're wearing the body of an avatar. You're communicating through your thoughts of an avatar, not the human vessel. Okay, so, and you'll do just fine. So it's been almost an hour and a half. You guys went through a lot today. We did a lot of, communication. We traveled through the constellation path. It was nice, Oh, thank you, Angel. I really appreciate compliments, and that's good to have the Galactic Force team as we just keep high rising faster and faster. The more we know each other, the more we understand each other within. That's very powerful stuff. Knowing what you're wearing. Just imagine that. When you go higher in division through vocabulary systems in the matrix simulation, you know exactly that this is just not a t-shirt. You know exactly your hands are not just hands. That's what we have to understand through communication when it comes to the avatar. Right? So, but we're catching up. We're getting smarter. We're getting more knowledge. We're getting more intelligence. And that's what it's all about. So, but I'm going to let you guys go. Spidey says goodbye. Remember, tomorrow's Sunday, so we'll set up another location. We'll talk a little bit more into the Matrix 2.0, how to get out of communication and get back into formation of 5D. All right, and then Monday is the test. All right, love you guys very much. There's your Commander, Galactic Force team, calling out. Bye, everybody.